It's been a while. Not sure what to really do. I have a kitty. I can show you the kitty. Looking around, really, it's kind of a simple overlay, isn't it? Just kind of, Twitch chat. It's looking pretty cool, isn't it? It's kind of ordinary, nothing splash or anything. Kind of put together real fast. Even the bit all the way in the corner up there. Raph Prime, my buddy Raph, did a 10-bit Wednesday when we were streaming. Because I can do bits now, because I'm an affiliate. I'm a Twitch affiliate, so that means I get a little change when I stream when you guys donate and do the bit stuff. It's like, I think, like a 10 bits, like $1.40 or something? I don't know. The price is like really cheap, but it's how I can now get money from streaming. So this is actually pretty awesome, because that's what this glass here is for. My nice cup of stuff. I want a beer. Can we fill up with a? Can I fill up with some Gatorade? How about that? No? Okay. It's not a real cup. It's just on the stream. But that's where bits go. That's where followers go. So actually, if you hit the follow button, you'll see a nice little graphic here, and then it'll little bit there. So wouldn't that be cool? So yeah, kitty, meow, from a different game. So you guys have really been not on me, but kind of pulling my ear, my hair, kicking me in the balls, my shins, all that kind of stuff, wanting a podcast. And I'm not sure what happened that I all of a sudden became like the voice of DCUO. It's so strange, and that's not a moniker I'm putting on myself, but I am going to make t-shirts. But it's weird that I took a break from DCUO last fall because mentally I just needed to. Well, for my health as well, and also just to open up some free time for myself. Because hey, I'm 30 years old. I like to go out to the bars on a Friday night instead of now actually just play D&D with my friends. Actually, I just stream it for them. I don't really even play. I just watch them play. It's probably a lot more sad going that route. It's sadder going that route, right? Instead of me actually going out and whatever. But whatever, it's gonna happen. So you guys have really been asking about, like, hey, bring back the Sourcecast, and in my eyes, I gave the Sourcecast to Super Patriot, and I feel that we are at a crossroads where we really can't work together. I'm not. It's all on me too, because I really just don't. But I love the guy still, but we've butted heads a couple of times where I've not really felt in a good space with him. But and like I said, I gave the Sourcecast to him to take over. If he wants to start it back up, then I have all the power to him. I have no problem with it whatsoever. But you guys have really been asking me about starting up another DCUO podcast, and especially Curse One. I talk to him almost every day, and him and Inke has just been pulling my ear, kicking me in the balls, hurting my shins about doing a DC podcast. And I haven't really found the method to do so. Because you see, simple layout here. It's I don't even have a background. It's just black. It's the void. So, but we're coming into situations here on the forums that players have been coming up with. They have been restless. It has been a really weird year so far. We're coming into now almost month 5. We're coming into May. So, June. Oh my God! Actually, I just remembered that June was May was the first DCUO podcast for the Sourcecast, if I remember correctly. I think it was. Starting up around the same time. Sorry, nostalgia. So, and I've tried to do other mediums for DCUO as well, where I'm still doing my YouTube channel. The DCUO news thing I came up with last year in the fall. I've trailed off on it a bit because I can tell you now, trying to do that by yourself, it's a pain in the ass. It really is a pain in the ass, especially how I critique myself too much where I like this layout, but I'm like, no, wait, no, I can change it up just a little bit, and then all of a sudden I'm like a day behind because I did so much stuff to it, and it's not perfect to my eyes. So, but I have to remember that I'm a different kind of HTML coder. I suck. I'm not good. So I stuck it out as best as I can, and I even missed yesterday, which I'm really pissed about. So I'm trying to use the weekend to make it where it's a little faster for me, and on Monday come out popping out with some good old news, yo. Now, I also did the stats revamp overview, which over the weekend I'm going to be updating with the munitions and fire and celestial and nature and quantum changes that popped up on today's revamp 1.6. So expect that update coming out. And the reason I want to do the DCO news is because I like MMO Champion. I like Wowhead. Those are the two sites that, for as a World of Warcraft player that I kind of am, those are the two sites I always go to for my information. I'm on MMO Champion almost every single day. Chad and the guys at MMO Champion do a fantastic job delivering basically the news and patch notes and changes and all this good stuff with World of Warcraft and also the other Blizzard games. And DCUO is still missing third-party sites. The DCO Blow Guide is a fantastic site, and I recommend everybody to go to. I posted on Twitter that I want to do an item database, and I was talking to NK about it all today, and we were both getting excited about it. And then I saw that the DCO Blow Guides guys actually have that kind of system with the DCO Armory, and it's actually pretty good. So most likely when it comes to, if I want to put weapons and gear stuff into my DCO news, I'm definitely going to be using those links from the DCO Armory, and I really recommend checking those guys out. It's still a fantastic site. I like it. They're doing good stuff, and they're also doing things that I wish I could do. I am not a computer programmer. I do basic CSS. I do basic HTML. I am not a good coder one bit, but over time, you learn, and it takes time. So I'm at least going to try and go over the forefront of kind of being like an MMO champion for DCUO with my DCO news site over on Trexlight.com, where the stats revamp is kind of the big ticket item where I took everything from the revamp so far and basically put it in the one shop stop place for you guys, because it's really going to be hard trying to ask for something and you go through the forums to search for it where, oh look, here are all the links right here. You can go back and see exactly what was changed. Now, one of the updates that I will be doing for it is putting the forums back onto my website and linking everything there on my forums, just in case, God forbid, the DCO forums kind of do another remake and we lose like years and years and years worth of stuff. Because I can tell you now, trying to find shit pre-August 2015 is a effing nightmare, and it's just not visible. I can't find it. I can't find it. I can't find it. Even the Wayback Machine broke on me. I couldn't believe it. So, what am I doing tonight? Well, instead of me just rambling on like I normally do, there have been topics that have come out basically all year that I've really wanted to talk about. And yeah, it's only me. It's only a me show because I'm hard to work with. I don't know. But there are people out there who also want to talk with me about stuff as well, and I may open the floor to it. But for right now, it's been... has it been like 7 months since I've done a podcast? Well, I've done podcasts with my friends on other topics, but not really a podcast that I've hosted myself. Yes. So, coming into this, there are topics that I want to talk about, like the time capsules. I want to talk about those. Talk about a nice little bit of history. For the past 3 months, and probably longer, probably actually since the beginning of the year, I have been mulling over how to bring a DCO podcast to life in how I want to do it. One of the ways I wanted to do it was, if any of you guys ever watched HBO's Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, first off, fantastic show. I will plug it every single day if I wanted to. John Oliver is a fantastic. I miss Jon Stewart in The Daily Show. Trevor Noah's doing a fantastic job, but I love John Oliver. I cannot wait for Monday when I'm at work, have my nice coffee. I'm like, all right, John, tell me how last week was, because I already lived it, but you're going to give me a recap, and you're going to do it in a nice British form. And I want to do that kind of a thing too. Do a last week last week with DCUO. Okay, probably not, because I can probably get in trademark problems there. So, I wanted to come up with different different ways on how to present it, and the way how John Oliver presents it, and how a lot of the news organizations out there who are not fake news, they take time to do research and on a topic and present a good report on it. And that's what I want to try and do, especially for time capsules, because I actually went through months and months of research about the Promethean lockboxes, about time capsules, about lockboxes in other games as well, to try and bring it into not even a better light, but a better understanding for players, so they can just stop getting, so they can get off really their pay-to-win high horse or cash grab high horse and just calm the fuck down. But tonight I somehow got tonight off because I normally spend it with my D&D group, because tonight we were really supposed to play, but we were like canceling at the last minute, and I'm like, you know what? I want to sit down, talk to myself, talk to you guys, and let's see how it goes. I think a lot of everything that I talk about, especially in rant form, is definitely more to the heart instead of me reading off a piece of paper. I know. It sounds kind of familiar to our real life placement who we have in our big office. But here's the difference. I'm just a guy in front of the internet. You're a guy who runs everything, and you read the goddamn paper. Okay? You read the goddamn paper. But luckily, I will be formatting it a bit where I can actually have bullet points to talk about, especially in my rants, so I can make sure I can stay on topic. And I think I actually found the name of my podcast, a DCUO podcast. I got nothing else. I'm not going to really make up some neat little thing. I can probably get my 5-year-old cousin to, man, hey, can you draw me a logo for me? Can you draw that? Like, A space. They're 5. They can't read or write. She's not smart, all right? She knows what she is. She knows what she is. So, a DCO podcast, and I'm not even sure what the format is yet. It's not going to be every Friday because I have D&D on Friday night, so maybe every Sunday night. We'll have to see. And I know NK really wants an audio-only podcast. I have to do stuff on my website and set that up and blah, 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 blah. But I'll make sure to get that up there. Tonight was actually kind of a spot-on kind of a thing, where I just wanted to ramble on and talk about stuff. And also, if you guys out there in Twitch, I could actually open up my Twitch box. Hi, Twitch box. I'm not ignoring chat. I see it. It's just I had the wrong window open over here because I didn't want to look all the way over here to look at chat. I want to look here because I have a window open here. Multiple cameras, guys. Multiple monitors. I love my setup. I love it. So, oh my god, Ace the Dazed. Ace, what's going on, man? I see you there. So, let's first off talk about this past week. We'll do a nice little roundup. So this past week we saw Game Update 70 come out onto the live servers, and this was a pretty nice. This was supposed to be a pretty nice game update where it brings in an improved loadout UI for our abilities to really prep us in for the stats revamp, because we're going to have a lot more abilities coming in, and we don't want to scroll up and down to find everything. Everything should really be in a nice one window format, or at least that would be nice. So, with this new UI, there are some issues with it, and there are issues when we promoted it, or when we talked about it onto the test server. The wording for it is really small. It's not magnifying small, all right, Mr. Sarcastics, just wanting to blow everything out of proportion. It's not completely over the top, super grandpa small, but it is small. Now, one of the also cool features about it is instead of hovering over a power, you actually have to click on a power and it will pop up. That's basically for PC users, because us PC users, we had to hover over a power, read it real fast, and then if our mouse moves over it, oh crap, I lost my place. It was like a paragraph. I couldn't find it. So now when we click on a power, it's going to show up on the left-hand side of your screen, on your left-hand side of your screen. Your left, not mine. Well, probably my, yeah, you got it. So it's going to show up over there. Now, on consoles for Xbox and PlayStation 4, you guys have and PlayStation 3, you guys have already dealt with that, where you can just click on the power and you'll see the information on the side of it. PC users, this is good for us, because now we have this. Now, I do want to stress that again, that the powers are, when you hover over a power, the name of it will highlight above it, So, and that font is a bit small. Now, I mean, I'm not Grandpa eyesight magnifying glass small. And if need be, guys, remember on the Windows accessibility start menu, in that folder you will find a magnifying glass where you can hover over and it will blow up for you. I'm here to help. So what else did I could? Of course, I could have probably actually brought it up, but hey, like I do things properly because that's just not me. It's not how I roll. So also they brought an update to the Starro event where the updated stat clamping parameters for CR34. This is to reduce the stat gap between low and high CR players and should provide more consistent experience for everyone while clamped. I did run the Starro event yesterday, on the Thursday. You know, just trying to do my stuff. And I'm not a CR34. Well, we all were because we're all stamped. We're all clamped at that point. But I didn't really even see a difference with my playstyle. Now, there are players out on the forums that have noticed that as a controller, our stuns do not really stun. But this is only in the regular raid. In the elite member raid, our stuns work appropriately. But in the everyone normal raid, our stuns don't really do a thing. And I'm kind of on the fence about it because, one, it's like, as a controller, yeah, I want this stuff to stun, alright? People can die, man. People can die. And then on the other side of the fence, fuck it. Everything dying so fast, I don't care about stuns. Who needs to care about stuns? Are we going to stun Aquaman? No. Why? Because it doesn't matter because he's burning so fast. And he's not hitting very hard because why? We have a healer. We don't have a healer? Okay, now I really want my stuns. Problem solved. Always have a healer. Done. Done. Another issue was the iconic and radio starfish mini bosses are now less likely to reset. Because I think there are issues where players were like on the rooftops, and especially when it comes to Weather Wizard, if he goes over the ledge off of a building, he's going to fall all the way down, he's just going to reset, and bad stuff. Bad stuff. For general, they fixed a scorecard showing the wrong loot when players are in a group. Never saw that. Sucks for anybody who saw that, but now it's fixed. And then Density and Mass Density, the face skin will return to the previous default skin appearance once the Density ability is no longer active. Density and Mass Density have been having some issues, and we've also noticed on the test server when we were doing revamp testing, the skin didn't really go back to our previous skins. Hopefully that will be looked at a little further down the line to get that through. And then chat settings especially this is for Xbox players. The chat changes made to chat settings will now save and persist across game sessions, aka persist through logout. Xbox I think have been having that issue since launch, and now it's finally fixed. Yay, it's fixed. Yay, round of applause, round of applause. It's about time, right? It's about time. Rebel Jacob, we don't need to stun Aquaman. Being a controller is like Professor Farnsworth. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Yeah, see, there you go. I got you, Dave. I got you. So, that's Game Update 70. Now, Game Update 70 also brought some bad mojo. It brought some bad juju, which brought us into some hotfixes that came out for the 27th. One of those issues was after returning, the players in PvP would be switched back and forth. Like, heroes would be, when done with PvP, heroes would be flagged villains, and villains would be flagged heroes. And now that's fixed. Everything's fixed now. And then there was the issue when the game update happened that in the Central City Deluge Zone, the open world zone, the iconics were actually gone. They were missing. Where did they go? They took a smoke break. I'm sorry, we've been beating on their ass for about a week or about 2 weeks. They deserve a day off, okay? I mean, do they? Or do they not? I feel like they do. I feel like they do. They work really hard to hurt us. And then the other thing is a server hotfix coming out on the 28th, which was actually today. And that was fix a core issue related to faction swapping that caused a variety of problems, including too high region and PvP, the inability to activate armories, and various content bugs when in cross-faction instances. So, yay, that hopefully that helped. I'm trying. Let me go and take a look. In the development section, they actually had the known bugs of Game Update 70, known issues. And it looks like, yep, everything was fixed in the April 27th and 28th hotfix. Boom. Now, no game update is ever going to be smooth. There's always going to be bugs. It's welcome to game development, welcome to MMOs, welcome to everything under the sun. It's just something is going to break. If you feel that something's not going to break, or if you get really pissy because something does break, don't play an online game. Problem solved. Don't play basically any game that came out before 2000. Play the 90s games. The 90s games were unbreakable. Okay? If you want to even go hardcore, go play some 80s games. You know what's never going to break on you? Paperboy. Yeah. But it's just how it goes. Things break. Coding's going to break. It's break. And the only thing that the developers can do is fix it as fast as possible. And as fast as possible does not mean it's going to be within that day. Because it's going to take time to figure out why this bug happened. They have to go through all these codes, and they got to fix it. And it'll get fixed when it does. Now, of course, the DCUO issue tracker has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bugs that have been here since maybe even the game launch. And I mean, you can only really fix only so much. You really can't. And all I can really pray is that everything gets fixed. I'm not a game developer. I do not work in that industry. I mean, I thought about it, but I'm not that smart. I'm not. But I understand their frustration after talking to even the Daybreak developers, talking to a number of developers that I've met over the years of being a streamer, being a YouTuber, and going to conventions. Like, if you really want to figure out game development, go to a game convention and talk to a game developer. Don't be a jackass about it, but just ask them, like, how hard is your job? And they may even break down and cry, and you may need to buy them a beer to make them feel better. Or brandy. I got you. So, it sucks that these issues came about, but I'm happy that players were able to find them, report them, and the developers were able to get them out and fixed. So, here's hoping nothing else happens. Yay! So that's Game Update 70. Now the other issue. Now Game Update 70 is not by itself. It wasn't the only cool thing in Game Update 70 was the new loadout UI. That wasn't the only thing. The other thing in Game Update 70, and I don't know if you recognized it, was in fact the spring seasonal. And I know it's not in the patch notes, but that's because the spring seasonal starts on Monday, as reported by MEPS on the Ask DCUO channel. Which that playback is available on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Trexlight. Which I'm not even sure if people even caught it, because he did it really sly-like. Like, he's like, alright, bye everybody. 30 seconds later starts typing in. It's like, for all those asking about the spring seasonal, it starts Monday after reset. What? So spring seasonal is coming out on Monday. Yay, good job, everybody. Good job. So, now, there was a post on the forums that did bring this up. And it's really kind of interesting because it really didn't click at me until, well, not saying that post made it click, but it was Cursed in NK once again actually talking to me, asking me, it's like, when's the spring seasonal? I'm like, well, according to the upcoming events little post that MEPS posted in the announcement section, it's going to start on May 1st. And Monday is May 1st, so it's right on time. Now, right now, we have the Starro the Conqueror event going on. It's the real first major event outside of the anniversary event. But that anniversary event is what? An anniversary event. This is our first major event. And this is going on until the end of May. It ends on May 31st. Now, at the same time, now starting on May 1st, we have the Spring Seasonal. And the Spring Seasonal is starting on May and ends on May 31st. We have two events going on at the same time. We also still have Amazon Fury Part 3, Episode 28, still currently in game. Now a lot of players are still working themselves into get into, where it's either alts or where it's new players. Can someone please tell me, why is there so much to do in DCUO? Why? Why? I remember last year, players were like, there's not enough to do. We need more. We need more. Bitches, we got an episode still out. I don't care if it is the end of it and we're preparing for whatever. It's still here. It's still available. Players are still playing it. I'm still seeing it in LFG. We have a major event going on that's also taking up our time. That's also giving you the same amount of item level gear that's equivalent to AF3. So you can basically almost skip AF3 and go into the Starro event and not even have to worry about it. And now we have a seasonal event that's only going to be here for a month and where it's only really going to be some base items. I think it might be a new aura, but I know there's 2 new styles. For the love of God, where did all this content come from? And of course, there's going to be those deniers like, oh, AF3 doesn't really matter. I've been done with AF3 since like the first month. It's like, well, congratulations, dude. Or dudette. I'm not here to judge. Congratulations, you've been done with it. You replayed Badger to your heart's content, and now you're sitting here for the next 3+ months bored. That's on you, and that's your choice as a player, and not mine, and I am okay with it. How you spend your money is completely up to you, but please do not come to us and say that you are bored when this content was designed to be longer than 3+ months. And I say designed because it has the OP items that all the players want. I kind of still want them too, but I'm working towards it. The OP items are still there, and those are actually meant to really be the extra 3 months of content that we were supposed to that we have. You really get done with one set style within your first 3 months of the content. Within that first 3 months. Now, true, AF3 is definitely really lacking when it comes to alt support, but luckily we have the anniversary event, we have time capsules, and we also have now the Starro event to really work on our alts, which is exactly what I'm doing. I'm using the Starro event heavily on my alt to get him geared up, and so far I'm really liking it. I'm liking it. But we have all this content. We have everything to do. So where is the boredom coming from? Well, honestly, it has to be you as a player. And it's on you. It's not the developers. That's on you. On a development standpoint, we have content. We have Amazon Fury Part 3 still here. Folks are still working on feats that they might not even gotten yet. I'm still working on mine. Well, not really. I'm still working on Starro. But now we have the Starro event, and we also now have the Spring Seasonal coming out, which I know a lot of people out there really want those Spring Seasonals. I know you do. Trex is all wrong. There's no point to progress as developers want to do is make money off time capsules. 99% of the forum players. Exactly. I read Meps' posts. I read those. I laughed a little bit. Truth hurts. Truth hurts. But we have a lot of stuff in here right now. And I myself was not fond of Amazon Fury Part 3 being 3 months plus. Now, when they announced that game episodes were going to come back to a large episodes, where we're going to have everything, like, just everything pumped up into our bucket, I was excited because it gave us a lot of stuff, but my worry was, in fact, the old adage that we had back then in large episodes, where if in those 3 months, players in quarterly, by the way, the large episodes that we have now are not quarterly. They are not quarterly at all. As Meps and developers have stated, that when it comes to the episode content, they will be released when they are prepared, when it's ready, when they feel it is ready to come out. Now, a lot of players out there can see it that it's two episodes per year, and then we have these major events that may happen like every other month or so. Well, we're going to have to see how this year works, because this is a year of innovation, a year of initiation, a year of initiate. I don't know. But the content for episode 28 or 27, sorry, episode 27, 28. I can't remember now. Amazon Fury Part 3. 3+ months. That was how it was designed to. But players, of course, were going to beat everything. We were going to get top gear and everything on in that first month. And that was my fear. Is players are going to have this 3 months of content supposed to be here. And then everything's going to be done that first month. And then month 2 will be feats. And then by month 3, they're going to be bored. And it's like, well, where's everything at? Well, this is also where the curse of replay badges comes in. Because I've hated replay badges since their fucking initiation. Since they first arrived, I knew they were going to be a curse and a bane on the existence of this game. But they are a hot ticket. They are a hot seller. They make money. They make all the money. I can't fault that. I might hate them. I loathe them. But I cannot deny that the developers make money from it. I just can't. So here we have replay badges that are used, that it's a choice of the player. And even if the community tries to ram it down people's throats, but that's just the community by itself. So now we are basically at that third month, and people were bored. Well, that third month happened to be the anniversary event. I think it was around the anniversary event. I think it was. So the anniversary, you're not getting my replays, Jareth. Those are mine. I earn those because I'm a sub. Those are mine. No. So I think it was around that third month, happened to be the January for the anniversary event, and we really got a taste of how these events were going to go. It also brought a little spice to the anniversary event as well. It actually gave us something to do instead of just, hey, log in today and take your free shit. It's like, no. Log in, get some free shit, and run this content. You run your content to your heart's content. Yeah. And for the most part, the anniversary event was actually kind of fun. I did enjoy it. I liked it. So now we're really we're now in April. The next episode will be coming in June, which is going to be a JSA World War II-esque kind of a ordeal. Hashtag Paradox Wave, anyone? That's right. Thank you, Time Nexus. Ha ha ha. But in between that, we were given the Starro event, which is really our first major event. And so far, folks are really digging it. They are really digging it. Players have been really popping in the Starro event. And one of the big things about it was the fact that the Starro event brought in, for the first time, a members-only content. We have the threat below is the 8-player raid, which comes in a normal version, which everyone could do. It's easy as pie. Well, not easy as pie, but maybe like a nice, simple vanilla pound cake. It's simple. But then comes the threat below elite, which is the member-only raid, which, by the way, you have to be a member, a monthly subscriber, in order to get into this raid. And it feels nice. It feels good, Colin. It feels good. And it is tough. It is tough. Especially that first weekend. And that first weekend was woo, buddy. If you beat the raid in that first weekend, congratulations. You deserve a round of applause and a pat on the back. And no one can take that achievement away from you, except for the developers, which I hope they never do. But they had to bring in a hotfix because the raid did have a little bit of difficulty to it. A little bit of too much. Which I'm going to turn to my fellow testers. And what the fudge, guys? Come on. Props to Fatal Star and Illusion and a couple of other to try and do the members raid on test server. But nobody was running it. Everybody was running the normal raid. Why? We get it. The normal raid is the easiest thing to do. I'm not even sure how you can test it. You go in there to figure out, I guess, what hits too hard. It's like, this mob didn't die fast enough. Yeah, developers, this is a bug. He didn't die fast enough. This thing should have, dropped like that. Well, I'm iced DPS. It should have melted or frozen. Shattered? Shattered. Let's go with shattered. So, no one got to test the actual member raid. And when something doesn't get properly tested on the test server, the developers really can't go, we have to wait. We need to hold up. We need to not release it yet, and this needs more testing. The developers can't do that. They just can't, because they have a set schedule on when the stuff is supposed to go. The other issue is because they have requirements from PlayStation. I don't know if you guys know this, but PlayStation has a quality check. They have a quality check to do it, and it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to go for it. So the developers have to basically create this game update or whatever. They create this content. They have to give it to PlayStation so they can go through the testing to make sure it doesn't break their systems, and then they get the okay. All right, it's good to go. Release it. That takes time, and that's time that testing really is. In my eyes, testing is almost a rat race. You have a time limit on when the testing needs to happen, when it needs to be done. Not done, but when it really needs to go through its first initial, like, all right, this is everything that's wrong, and then everything else that happens really afterwards can probably be some hot fixes. And Aaron S., thank you so much for hosting the stream. Thank you. See? I did the thing down there. So, and testing is just a whole big ball of crap by itself, too. Because you have players who want to just sit there and duel all damn day instead of like, hey, we need to run this stuff. No. Come here. We need to duel. That's what we need to do. Come here. I want to duel you. Like, oh, why? Just don't bother me. Just instant decline on those. It's going to be hell. So that's where the member raid came into the issues. As soon as I walked in there on the first night, I knew that I put my testing hat on. It's like, all right, let's see what's broken. Let's see what's hitting a bit too hard. And yeah, fudge you, Aquaman. Fudge you hard. You're weird looking vine lash, basically one-shotting me. Raspberries to you. Raspberries. But again, those were fixed. But those really should have been something fixed, possibly on the test server. And hand on my tablet, which is kind of my Bible, hand on my tablet, I didn't test a Starro event. It was during a time where I was actually focused more on my league. I was focused more on live server, and also on my day-to-day thing. My day-to-day life. This crazy thing. And I didn't really get a chance to test the Starro event. Because I didn't even go in there and look at the feats. I didn't do a video on the feats. I didn't do the video on the vendor at all. I didn't do jack. And Stealth Blue on the forums, big shout out to you. That is a fantastic reward guide that you have created. And you set the standard. Good job, sir. Good job. I'm stealing it, by the way. But good job. So, I definitely recommend you guys going to the Oracle's Guide database on the forums and check a look. And if you guys have any questions about the Starro reward system, what's given, a good game plan or anything, please check out Stealth Blue's thread. He did a fantastic job on it. He should be proud. And also, guys, any of them who helped him out on it, good job, sir. Or ma'am. I'm not here to judge. So, Starro event's popping. Everyone's loving it. It's getting a little monotonous. Now, also it came out in Game Update 70 was a bit of a leak. And leaks happen. It's not the end of the world. It's, oh my god, why did the developers release this feat when the content's not even there? Oops. It's an innocent leak. Something got out. And I can tell you now, the reaction that feat got was amazing. Because everyone on the forums was asking about it. Everybody in game were asking about it. Where's this? Everybody in Central City were trying to find where Starro the Conqueror was. But he's not there. The feat just kind of leaked out, but Meps did say that he is coming out. I got some bits. I got a bit. I want to drink it. I want to drink it. It's so good. So they leaked it, so they keep teasing War Powers. That's very cool. Thank you, Raph Prime, for the cheers, making it rain. So thank you. So this is pretty awesome, and it got everybody really excited. And Meps did come onto the forums and say that, hey, they've heard the players talk about it. They want a big, badass raid boss level guy in open world. Well, we're getting them. Starro the Conqueror is going to come to Central City. He just has not come out into, you know, he hasn't come out of the water yet. He's still in the water. And I may need to relook at Central City. I don't remember. There was water. Yeah, there's the coast. I remember. Okay, so there is water. Now, players are also asking, where is he going to spawn? Not really sure. I think that he's going to spawn over on the bridge. I think that's where everybody's really thinking. Where you put a cork on it in the normal Central City event. In that area, I mean, that quest there, to put a cork on it, all on the bridge in the back, I think it's going to be on the bridge. That would be probably the best place for him. Keeps it nice and open, and it's a roadway. Roadways are cool. So, oh, look at there, Raph with the big old 50-bit. You a 50-bit. Thank you so much for being my top cheer. Spawns on top of the Flash statue. That would be a good idea too, Jarrett. That would be a pretty good idea. Now, so far, we don't know anything about the Starro, the Conqueror, what he does. We're not sure if he's going to be the same guy from the raid, if he's going to have something new and different. We're also not sure where he's going to spawn. He's going to spawn in multiple areas. We're not even sure how much his health is. We don't know anything. It's basically this entire week has been, here since Game Update 70 came out, the feats got leaked by accident, or on purpose, whatever. It's not me to judge. They got leaked, and now we have players really wanting Starro. We were told that we got the Starro, and then there you go. It's basically that happened. We now just have to wait. They spent this week playtesting the Starro the Conqueror on their internal servers, so we're gonna have to see what's gonna work. Crossing fingers. Can't wait to see him. Can't wait. Now, there was a question on the forums about the Starro the Conqueror, where are we going to be able to complete those feats in the time frame before the event ends? And I really don't understand Meps' wording, but I think it's probably going to be the close of, if you really work hard on it, you will. But if you don't complete the feats, you'll have next time. You'll have next time. It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Remember, the Starro event is going to come back in one way, shape, or form down the line. We're just not sure when yet. But the Starro will come back. He will. So that's honestly the bit of rambling that I'm not sure where I was going with. I think I'll talk about like basically everything content-wise that's going on. By the way, in DCUO right now, there's a lot of fucking content going on. There's so much content. Seriously, we still have AF3, and I haven't ran AF3 because honestly, I've just been busy here. I've been in Starro. I'm in Starro land. It's been great. And oh, Curse with the 100-bit. What? He dropped it. He's taking that spot. Curse is OP. So, I'm honestly okay with it. On my main character, I have completed AF3 in my eyes. I have gotten up to CR 188. I'm perfectly fine where I am. I'm only missing, like, I think, replacing the 2 rings. I've gotten full vendor gear, but not the accessory stuff. But I'm okay with that. I can always get those back a little later. So it's honestly, in these events, it's me working on feats, and it's me working on my alts, and which I'm getting my controller alt up in the levels, because I like my quantum controller. I like him. He's my favorite. My favorite alt. Oh, you're trying to distract me, Grid. That's cute. So, and thank you, Curse, for the cheers. You're the cheer one now. So, there are a lot of content going on right now. It's just a lot. And for the players that are bored, I'm sorry that you're bored. But because you're bored doesn't mean you have to bring the rest of us down. And just as much as you guys want to bring everyone else down, it's like, man, there's nothing going on. Yeah, but you have this. Like, no, there's nothing going on. As much as you want to be negative, we're going to be just as much optimistic as possible. We're going to bring the positive to your life. Yeah. That's who I am. I'm an optimist. As much as I live in the real world and actually understand try to understand stuff, I get it. So, if you're not sure what's going on in the game, please tell us in chat. I got some great moderators. We got some great viewers in here, and they are more than welcome to help out. Aaron asked what to cheer. Raph is about to drop the bomb on it, and hopefully Aaron gives me some money. Give me money. And so it's so far there's a lot of stuff going on. There is more in DCO right now than I ever remembered. I would normally be right about now bored with the episode, in which I'm done. First time I've actually ever been full vendor or anything, and I'm done with AF3 in my eyes. Besides just getting feats, and now I'm just working on alts thanks to the event. And when the Starro event's over with, I can now take my alt into the new tier that he is going to be in, and I can move on. Because I can tell you right now, I'm in that hall of power. Part 1, Part 2 kind of ordeal, and it's getting a bit weak. I'm not done with because I don't have the OP items. That's true. I do not have the OP items, and the OP items are there. I'll get them whenever. Right now, my focus right now is to actually get the OP items from the Starro event, and that was another thing, because this question was brought up to me as well by a person I will not name drop, and the Starro event is a clamped instance. You don't really feel like you're using your full power because you're clamped. Honestly, with the CR differential, I feel like we're completely fucking clamped. But yeah, that's for another podcast. So, the question was, why do we have OP items in the Starro event? Well, that's honestly a good question. And it goes along to the same question of, why do in-game players who are already maxed out AF3 gear, who already wear 190s, why should they participate in the anniversary event, or why should they participate in the Starro event? Incentive. You have complete incentive. The incentive for the anniversary event was, well, you get feats. There are feats in there that you can go ahead and get. If you don't need the gear, then you can go for the feats. You also can go for collections as well. The collections are starting to come up onto the vendor gear now, which is nice. It kind of brings out the randomness of it. Kinda. You still have to get random drops and everything, but whatever. There's some stuff there too. And to encourage inventory space. That's right, because dear God in heaven, I need to buy more. I need more because I'm a clutterer. I'm a hoarder. I'm a winner. I'm a sinner. I don't know the song very well. I have to watch the Love Guru to figure it out. So, OP items are there in the Starro event, which I was completely shocked that they were actually there. That was a complete shock, and it brings in a focus for me as a player that I can make the OP gear. I want this. And I really, really want that. Because we have the first ever face OP item. We have a face OP item. The first I've ever seen. First one we can ever make. And we can make it now. We should go ahead and get it. Get it good. And that's really my main focus on my main character, on Trex Rage, is I'm getting all 3 of the plans for the OP items. Thank you, Double Sport Weekend, by the way. Going on right now as well. Get the OP items, get their plans, and go ahead and prepare myself to make them. Because the alts line I'm running into the instances, and of course Trex Rage as well, and I'm getting all the material. And the material that I don't get, I'll get from awesome viewers. You guys donate me if you guys do. No hoarder, no rush or anything. No poking. Just like, hey, do it. But a lot of you guys do send me items as thank yous, and I do appreciate it. It really means a lot. And I try to give back as well with doing some giveaways from the time capsules. And I'm just going to buy some pieces off the broker. In my eyes, OP items are going to be here for a long while. And I'm in no rush to really make them, honestly. They'll be there. And I'll get to them when I can. But I am running my alts. My alts are really bucking through it, so I can really get a lot of the material on my own before I have to go to friends or go to the broker. And hopefully I can get some of the rare stuff, because dear God in heaven, those things are expensive. And the material is also a lot. So as an in-game player, why should you do the Starro event? Get the OP items. Get the OP face. In the Threat Below raid, you can also get a chance to get the new face mod as well. Thank you, Curse. and those dropped from the raid. Get it. Get it good. This is awesome. That face mask is going to be here for a very long time. And there are also players out there who think that the OP items will basically be replaced in like 4 some odd months. Well, that's a guess. It's not gospel. Just because you say it doesn't mean it's gospel, doesn't mean it's true. It's a guess. The only ones who really know how long they're going to be is going to be from the developer. Now, of course, you can go through the time span of the content and figure out, in a rotation sense, are we up for getting a new ring? Are we up for getting a new utility belt? Not sure. Not sure. But here's the thing. We have the materials now. You can go ahead and get it good. You can go ahead and make it, and you'll be here for a good long while. And will you replace it? Well, you'll replace it when you're ready. I myself, I got the utility belt in Blackest Night raid. Maybe a month or 2 since it's been released. It's been a while since I remember when I actually played it, when it dropped. And as a CR 189, I'm still rocking it. Even in the CR differential, I am still rocking it. My DPS and my tanking probably hurts because of it, but that's okay. Because the OP item still has better stats than the AF3 stuff. I already have the mindset of ready for the stats revamp. I'm already ready looking at my stats. My old man MMO Trex days come in, I look at the stats. The CR differential may be there, but fuck it. It was a mistake, and I don't believe it. I don't care about it. If players want to come to me about my DPS, like, oh my god, your DPS is so trash. My DPS might be trash, but did it die? Did it die? Right there. My tanking might be bad. It's like, yeah, but did the boss kill you? Oh, he did? Oh, that was a script attack? That wasn't me. That was a script. He was supposed to kill you or someone. I couldn't stop that. All right, let's just put that on the table now. That was a script. I couldn't stop that. Yeah. Whew. But I still like my OP item. And yeah, it will increase my... that's actually the one thing that's actually stopping me from being CR 189. And I'm okay with it. Like, hey, this is actually some badass stats. I like it. And yes, I do wipe the whole group because I crash. But you know why? I crash because it's fun. For me, probably not for you guys, but for me. This guy. Keeps you on your toes. It plays a scenario. What if the tank goes down? Oh, well, the tank's never going to go down. He looks like he's been tanking in these MMOs for a long time. What's that? He died? Oh my god, what are we going to do? Freak out! I've run... it's funny. That's what I do. So, there's your incentive. You have feats, and you have the new OP items as well. And you can also get like a starfish on your shoulder, and on your waist, and on your back. And if you get the OP face item, it's a face. It's a starfish on your face. My shirt is actually the Punisher. Just hold it up to you guys. My friends down in Charleston, actually, Myrtle Beach, they make T-shirts, and there's an artist that does these stencils, and they work together and they make these amazing shirts. I got one for Spittle. I still have Spittle's Aquaman T-shirt, which I still need to give to him. Still need to give it to him. Whew. Oh, I saw Professor Spark, by the way. I saw you. Chris, for real, question, is it worth leveling a healer? Yes. Healers are needed. Healers are everywhere. We need healers. Healers are God. Dude, it's like, Punisher merch, they have different shirts. I can show you my whole wardrobe. Not that kind of podcast. But healers are the clerics. Or healers are the white mage. And you know what? You don't fuck with the white mage. Okay? You just don't. You need healers. I still want to know if you have the stuff to make the OPIM and save the stuff for next year, if the ring will bump up the CR next year. That is a good question, Curse. And that was actually one you know what? That would have been a good question to actually ask on Ask Our Community Manager, if there is only a way that we could actually ask him a question and he would need to answer it. in some way, shape, or form. I wonder what we could have used. Oh yeah, there was fucking Ask DCUO tonight where we both could have asked that question. Dang it! Completely forgot about it. Completely. You were supposed to remind me. I'm blaming you, Curse. I'm blaming you. Celestial is a different playstyle because it requires the combo system, and it's also one of the more in-depth combo systems that we have in the game. And electricity DPS is horrible. Electricity healing is okay. In my eyes, when it comes to healers, I want to say sorcery, nature, celestial, electric. Actually, I correct myself. Celestial, sorcery, nature, electric. If you can use celestial healing, if you can get the combo system down for celestial, then you are a god. Then you literally are the white mage. You really are. I was more focused on giving Trex money. Yeah, he was. That's good. He's a top cheerer. Someone else should be top cheerer too. Do it. So, you're not a white mage. So, that's basically all the stuff that's happening on live. And I could talk about test server a little bit. I could talk about the stats revamp. But right now, I really can't go into... I can't really go in depth. Reason being is because I have this. The stats revamp just came out. The patch notes for fire and munitions and some changes to celestial, nature, and quantum have come out into the revamp 1.6, and I haven't looked at it yet. I looked at the notes. Notes are all there, but I haven't actually gone into the game and see what the changes are, what the changes actually really feel like. And that's going to be and I'm going to need basically the weekend to do it. So probably sometime next week, probably next Sunday if I actually remember to do a podcast, we might take a look and see how Stats Revamp 1.6 is going. But for right now, I want to do a Q&A session. So if you guys have a question that you guys want asked in chat for new players and even for veterans, please type them up, and we'll do a nice little Q&A. Videos up, and I'll make sure to try and repeat the question as well. Again, for all those players who missed Ask DCUO tonight, and if you don't know what that is, Ask DCUO is the community manager office hours, where our community manager Ted Mep Stone sits down and answers our questions, and he answers them really truthfully. I'll give him that. There are some things he really cannot answer, but there are some he can, and we appreciate him for it. He goes really in depth with a lot of stuff, and he also takes notes for suggestions that you guys have. So if you guys really feel like you're not being heard on the forums, if you're not being heard on Twitter, if you want to be heard, I definitely recommend going to Ask DCUO. And if you guys missed any of the Ask DCUO sessions, you can go over to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Trexlight in the Ask DCUO playlist, and you'll find all the VODs there. I think I've recorded every single one so far. There were ones before that were transcripts, and those are on the forums. He started doing the voice stuff, and I think I missed the initial voice, but then I was able to keep doing it now. So I've been recording the Ask DCUOs, so players who do miss it, they get a chance to actually watch it, they get a chance to listen, and hopefully they like what they see. Here's hoping, right? Let's see. Rebel Jacob. So if healers are gods, then what does that make electric and nature, since they can't do nothing but heal? The King of Kings? Yes. Yes, they are. Combined, they are both Triple H. Who's going to decorate the league hall? I'm still waiting. I got base items to donate and put up if I can. I haven't. I meant to make a post on the forums. I'll figure it out. If anyone's in the league and whoever wants to do base decorating, shout out. I don't care. I have a 39 CR Earth DPS. Should I spec him into a tank? Crisis, for right now, I would say go DPS. Stay DPS. Well, let me stand corrected. Especially if you have an armory, it would help out a lot more. So I would be, you level as a DPS, but then you play as a tank. if you're running instances or anything, play as a tank. Now there are going to be situations when you're running your content, especially that low of CR, that even if you run a tank, you're going to get a high level player jumping into the raid, and they're just going to melt the face. They're going to melt all the damn things, and it's not going to work, and it doesn't really matter at that point. So, when I was leveling, and I did play my support role when I was leveling up, I always went my gear drops. If it's better for my gear drops, I always went with DPS. But if I got like a double drop and it's the same item, then I would go for tank. When it comes to vendor gear to help me get my CR boosted, I get tank gear from my vendor. Now, a lot of players are going to definitely say that that's probably going to hurt you more than help, because you need to focus on getting your CR up, so you actually need to focus on one set of gear so you can keep replacing it over and over again to get your CR up. And that's definitely a direction to go. But it's a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword. And let me explain that. Because in that scenario, if you level as a DPS and you only get DPS gear, well, you are going to have extensive DPS knowledge when you get to in-game. And when you get to in-game, you're going to decide you want to tank. Well, one, you don't really have gear to tank, and two, you don't have the knowledge to tank it. You're going to run into a raid, and no one's going to really give you directions on what to do. Everyone's going to think you already know what to do. So you're going to run into a raid, get onto the boss, he's going to do something, and you're going to die, and people are going to blame you. It's like, why didn't you do this? You will have seen this in such and such raid before, while you were leveling. Why did you fail this? Well, you didn't tank when you were leveling up. You were DPSing the whole time. So your support role knowledge, you don't have any, because you didn't play a support role when you were leveling up. Now, on the flip side, if you are a tank and a DPS while you're leveling up your CR a little bit slower. Your overall is going to get there, but you're basically splitting yourself. You're splitting your gear stuff into two spots. So you are leveling up a little bit slower, but you do have the knowledge of being both a tank and a DPS. So it's kind of whatever is in the best interest for you. And there might be situations where you might not even need really all this awesome tank gear to really go into it. As long as you meet like almost, what? I want to say if you're at least 5 CR above the minimum, above 5 CR above the minimum CR, I think you should be good. I think. It might vary, just on skill, but I think having support role knowledge is vital for a player, and I definitely recommend having it. You need it, especially in game, and hopefully you'll get with the league that will show you how to how to actually play your role. We should make a thread on the Ask DCUO. There should be a thread, I think. There should be a thread, I believe. Are you doing another Hunger Games? So far, Hunger Games is done. I'm fortunate that they allowed me to be in the Hunger Games movies. Even in Westworld, I'm really happy on how it's really just soared my career being an actor. I want to thank my understudy, Jeffrey Wright. He has done a fantastic job as a... He's a great guy. He's really good. And I want to say I taught him as much as he's taught me. And we complimented each other. We complimented. It was good. It was a good working dynamic. Make a thread on the forums. Gotcha, Raph. Gotcha. Get the sledgehammer. Well, you can get tank gear from the event now that you mention it. That's fucking right, you can. That's right. You run your content. Run your normal content, Crisis. Get your DPS gear. Run your Starro event and get that tank gear. Seriously, the tank gear is so great. I love it. Curse one. Given on what is on test now, what do you think the ratio will be when it hits live? 60-40, like it or hate it. I hate ratios. Well, I just saw myself do that, and I have such fat cheeks. I need to lose weight. Sorry, Ellen. So currently on test, I'm at a 70-30. I like it. And the reason I like it is because old man MMO Trex, I've been here. I've already been here. You guys, for some of you guys, it's probably new, but I've been here. I have played World of Warcraft. The stat changes that's going on, the powers being changed, the loss of functionality like crowd control with some abilities. I've been there, man. I was there for WoW, and my years of playing World of Warcraft has... Oh! Happy Popo! Thank you so much for the follow. Look, it fell in the cup. It fell in the cup. That was my icon. That's the TCC, the Crash Core. It just fell in the cup with the bits. I'm gonna drink all you up. I drink your milkshake. Love that line. So with World of Warcraft, I've gone through a stats revamp. I've gone through a number of revamps every time they do an expansion. And so I'm kind of numb to the overreaction that players have been giving this revamp. And I'm liking it. For one, I'm liking it. For one, it's different. For two, it's making our stats matter again, because fuck the CR differential. I'm sorry. I appreciate what it was trying to do, but I knew it was going to be bad. It shouldn't have ever happened. CR should only dictate what content you run. It should never dictate how well you're hitting. It should never. Everything should always be based on stats. Always, always, always. But I'm also a player who's always up for change. Sometimes I'm looking at my balance druid now, and it's like, that fucking Eclipse change. Why did you even do that? Messes up my complete rotation. I hate it. So there are some things. There are some things. But I mean, I'm 70-30. I am liking it. There are some... If it went live right now... I would be irritated. Like I said, I like the changes. I like what Rage is now. But if I look outside of the Rage scope, it's not ready. And it would be a disaster. And luckily the developers have said multiple times, they are not rushing this. I believed when this was announced, the testing was announced in September of last year, I felt that it would have been spring. But the fervor that we saw coming into testing in January, I knew it was going to be longer. And the DCUO community is not prepared. They cannot handle what's happening right now. They want this done. They want this now. And they are impatient. We are seeing players say they respect that this is taking time. They're not rushing it. They respect it as not being rushed. But then they in the same post they come out and attack the developers for messing such and such up. And that's a whole other podcast that I will be delving into, which is why we didn't ask for this. And that will be another podcast that I will definitely be going into full information on. Don't you worry, I got that. That is a topic I will be talking about. Trex, did you get the impression that Meps liked my ideas of a Starro shield style and getting a war material that I suggested? Okay, so Dave, I don't really listen to the DCUO, to the Ask DCUO thing. It plays, but I was actually making dinner. I use Ask DCUO time to, I hit record stream, make sure it's running, and I went down and made dinner. I mean, it was a pizza, but it's like, I put it in the oven, I came back upstairs, check on everything. 20 minutes done, sweet. Going downstairs to get my fill. And Jareth, you've already been following, stop. Don't mess with the follow button. I'm looking at you. And so I was making dinner, and I did see, and let me just tell you now from my opinion, Starro's shield item, boss, I want it, I needs it, and of course it works. And then a water material, well, I want to say, yeah, I like it. Honestly, it can be done. And the reason I say it can be done is because if you look at the Atlantean War thingy style from the summer event, I have that on my Ice Tune. That's the water material right there. That's it. That is it. I listen to the Ask DCUO. It's just I tune in and out. Thanks, Jacob. Thank you for following, putting the stuff in the cup. Putting stuff in the cup. But a water material, yes, it needs to be. I would love a water material. Wearing the Atlantean War style from the summer event, I think it's going to, if you do not have that style yet, when a summer event comes, that should be the first thing you buy. Unless something cooler happens with the sand dollars. But anyways, get that material. It looks boss, it looks awesome, and it's war material. That's what it is, and we should get that. We should have that. Good job, Dave. I likes it. Hey, Martel. Good to see you. Let's see. Looking at more. If you guys have questions, please pop them up in chat and I'll get them. And everybody's now throwing them follows into the cup. Not even really hurting or helping the follow number. Everyone needs to restart the game and try all over again with the revamp. I mean, that's why I have one character. My Atomic Tune. Have not touched him. He's a level 4. When revamp starts, I'm leveling him up straight so we can really get a good verify how it goes. Happy Popo, can you elaborate on what the stats revamp will exactly change? Everything. I'll hit bullet points. The stats revamp is getting rid of the CR differential. The CR differential, in case you don't know, is basically whatever your CR is determines how much damage, how much healing, how much so-and-so, how well you do in content. Basically, you can have a better CR, but then less skill points than another player, and still do well, or even better. CR is king, and CR should have never been king. CR should have only been, telling you what content you can run. It should have never determined how much damage you do. Now, I understand why the developers did it, but it did hurt the game overall because there were players out there who completed feats and got skill points, and those skill points are basically meaningless in a CR differential world. So, CR differential is going away. Whatever your stats are on your character, those are your stats. You have them. And that's how well you're going to do in content, is based off of those stats. So if you are at CR 188 with only 50 skill points, bucko, get to work, because you will do piss poor at that range. You, as a as a note from the developers, as long as your skill points match your combat rating, kind of either below or above, you will be fine. As long as your CR and your skill points match the same number, you'll be fine. Now, of course, one of the tests I really want to do is figure out, okay, well, what's the lowest amount of skill points that a player could have that would be quote-unquote effective? But we have to get further along in testing before we can really go with that. The other thing being done in testing is they are making tanks tanky, healers healer, controllers controlling, and DPS are still smashing face. They're bringing 3 playstyles in where you're a hybrid, using both powers and weapons. You're using weapons only, no powers, just weapons. Or you can do play from the tray, which is basically advanced mechanic, but changed a little bit to add in all your powers. All 3 of them are going to be viable when the revamp comes out. There's still a lot of work to be done along those three, but so far, hybrid is king. Why? Because it's two weapons together. There's still some work to try and balance the three out. And there's players out there who probably say that we should only use hybrid, but alright, well, that's fine, but stats revamp is about options, and I rather have options. I really would. Because as a combo player, I don't use my weapon. Fuck my weapon. I'm a combo player. I am comboing all day, day. Another thing is they are changing powers. There are a lot of powers that duplicate themselves. Immolation. Inflame. So they are reducing the redundancy of powers, making them and changing them up a bit. They're removing some, blah blah blah. It's powers are being changed. If you're worried that you're gonna have to learn a new loadout, congratulations, you're gonna have to learn a new loadout. It's a big change. It's a big game changer. But I think those are really all the bullet points there. Mods will be stronger. Skill points will be stronger. It's a whole big thing. If you've never seen anything about the stats revamp, if you go over to Trexlight.com and under the DCUO news section, in the menu, you can click on the stats revamp overview, and I have a breakdown of every single change the stats revamp has done since December to now. I have to update for 1.6, but I'll do that during the weekend. But I hope that helped you out. And I'm probably so effing behind on questions. Question, bring back the Sourcecast now. This is the Sourcecast grid, but it's a different name. This is Sourcecast revamp. Let's see. Maps hates us and all our stupid ideas. NC Green Lantern, stand by my statement in the chat. If they can use Watchmen, they need to drop everything and get on that. I was busy shoving food in my face, NC. Fuck yes. Oh god. And I saw the comment and about like the Watchmen, and my first thought was, we can't have Dr. Manhattan schlong all over the place. And now I remembered, oh wait, Fire is basically naked. Okay, we can have Dr. Manhattan then. But we can put the Speedo on him. We'll put the Speedo on him to make, clothing. Suggestions. But I agree. Watchmen needs to come into DCUO. That would be great. With the events starting to be often, do you think they should do clamped like normal, but also have members only in-game for every mission? For every mission? I believe that for the events from going forth, there needs to be a members only. The members only raid, the member only treasure boxes, those need to stay. Those needs to be a staple with major events now. The anniversary event needs to be oh no, well, I don't know about the anniversary event. But for everything though, for the major events like the Starro the Conqueror, there needs to be members only stuff. I think that helped out tremendously. There should be improvements to make it more like, hey, you want this? You need to be a member. Come on, be a member. Come on, put the 15 down. Come on, be a member. Do it. There needs to be a little bit more incentive. But I think the member rate and the treasure box was a fantastic addition, and I love it. And honestly, it's not even really a pay-to-win issue, because those treasure boxes don't have anything you can't get anywhere else. It's just extra freaking loot. So I basically get double the chance to get more material for my OP items. I love it. Love it. Alright, do you think the stats revamp will upset players as a pay-to-win style with replays to level up alts? Do I think a stats revamp will upset players as a pay-to-win? This community doesn't understand what pay-to-win is, and I also blame the different aspects of, there's different video games and different genres out there that have their versions of pay-to-win, and honestly, if DCO is pay-to-win, fucking Prometheum lock boxes are pay-to-win. They are just pay to win as well. They are the first pay to win items. Replay badges, pay to win. Just pay to win. The only way you can get replay badges is if you pay for them, if you're a sub, or if you're, or if you buy them on the marketplace. Pay to win. It's like if we're gonna call one thing pay to win, everything else in the game is pay to win, and then that means that everyone should not be playing a pay to win game. But when you want to start going into specific details, it's not pay to win. Time capsules are not pay to win. The only way that time capsules will be pay to win is if those items from the time capsules cannot be shared. If they were account bound only for you and your alts, not tradable to any other player out there, pay to win. I'll put the stamp on it myself. But you can get them on the broker, you can get them from other players. Hell, I give them out for free. They're not pay to win. They're just not. And you also get the keys in game. Not pay to win. But players are going to make their own pay to win assumptions, and it's the logic will fit their scenario however they want it. The sky is blue. No, the sky is teal. Okay. It's a shade of blue, but okay. They'll make their own arguments to fit their narrative. They will. And the only thing you can really do is just don't bring logic to them because they don't want logic. Put a funny meme in. They can understand funny memes. Bucko, get to work. I'm sorry, I'm old. What WWE action figure does Trex want the most? Finn Balor, buddy. Finn Balor. He is the dude if he would stop injuring himself. Dear God in heaven. Ice was extremely nerfed. That is correct. It was hugely nerfed. I'm always here. Yay. Tricky. Tricky. Do you have any ideas how they can fix time capsules and the lockboxes? Honestly, I'm not even... Time capsules, I'm okay with. I can't say... I like the time capsules how they are. Any improvements to them, I can't think of any, because I like what I see so far. No, actually, no. No, sorry. Time capsules. And time capsules and lockboxes, I'm going to do a separate podcast about. I'm actually going to go fully in depth and talk a lot about. But with time capsules, one big improvement, a vendor. A time capsule vendor. There are players out there who spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on these time capsules and really don't get what they want. And it sucks. It just sucks. But I believe that those players, when they open up a time capsule, they get a special mark. They get a special token. And they can use those tokens to go to a vendor, and they can buy stuff from the vendor. And get those specific items. Because if I opened up 20 boxes, as a hypothetical, if I opened up 20 boxes, and in those 20 boxes I didn't get the collection that I wanted, I would use the marks from those collection, the tokens from those time capsules, go to the time capsule vendor, and buy that collection if I had enough. The issue that will come about with this system is how many tokens do you get for a time capsule? How much are the items going to be on the vendor? Are we going to be able to open... How many time capsules do we need to open to get one piece from that vendor? And remember, those pieces on the vendor are all going to be different. And on that vendor only needs to be the collection pieces. Honestly, I would probably put the blues and the greens on the collection. And the emblems. And then the gear. There you go. That should all need to be on the vendor. The blues, the greens, the emblems, and the gear. That's on the vendor. Now, the vendor prices, it's uncertain because we don't really know how many boxes we need to open, how many tokens we'll get from the box. I'm not really sure. This is a system that Star Trek Online actually uses. They have lock boxes, and they had lock boxes for about maybe a year before they got a vendor. I think it was a year. Might have been less. I think it was less, but it took them a while. Because they had this lockbox system, and players were buying the keys, players were getting the keys in the game, unlocking them, like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted, darn, and sold the rest of the stuff on the broker. And then, some time later, after some time to develop and everything, they come out with a vendor. You get some tokens from opening up your boxes, and you can spend those tokens over on the vendor to get what you want that you missed out on. So there you go. That's all you need. A vendor system would be fantastic to use for that. When it comes to lockboxes, those styles need to be damn tradable. They need to be tradable. I have my friend Carlin Carnage wanting that Demon's Tail. She wants that Demon's Tail. She should get that Demon's Tail. That Demon's Tail is not tradable. A lot of those styles are not tradable, and they need to be tradable. All the items on the Prometheum lockbox, they're styles. Trade them off. Just trade them. Do they even still have like the gold rings and necks in there? I can't even remember. I think, yeah, but like I said, I'll go into further detail about it, but those are just like the spitball ideas I have on top of my head. Those styles on the Prometheum lockboxes, they just need to be tradable. Just everyone already has those styles, or they can at least get rid of them instead of deleting them. We want to have a healthy broker. We need to have a healthy broker. The time capsule items are filling that sucker up really well. Because I never used the broker, but now with time capsules, I'm using it all day, day. And true, the exhibit market has basically almost crashed, but the exhibit market has crashed, whereas the time capsule market coming in with these items has flourished. And I think opening up the styles with the Prometheum lockboxes will strengthen the broker a lot more as well. Because again, those demon tails, if you got a demon tail and you sell it, oh, buddy, you're gonna sell. Oh, it's gonna sell. Yeah, the only tradable lockbox styles are the new 52 styles. That is true. And even the new 52 styles, if they continue on with that, put them in the lockboxes. It sucks that we don't have a really strong marketplace. We basically all the good, cool new stuff is in the time capsules. The marketplace is really kind of lacking and doesn't really have anything new to it that much, and it sucks. Hopefully they can come out with some way to do it, where I actually think the seasonal items from previous years, put them on the marketplace. You can keep them on the seasonal vendor, keep them on there. But like we're coming now into spring 2017, put 2015 and back onto the marketplace, and keep them on the vendor as well. So players have a choice to either use their marks and get them onto and get them from the vendor, or buy their marks from the vendor, or use them on the vendor, or from the marketplace onto the vendor, or just use their Daybreak cash or marketplace cash and just buy the base item straight out off the marketplace. Now the issue with that being is buying them off the marketplace, those base items also are tied to feats. Do we really want those seasonal base items from previous years to be sold on the marketplace and you get feats for them? Should they count towards feats? That's a good question. Maybe someone should actually make a forum post about it. I don't know. But those are, but yeah, like I said, time capsules and Prometheum lockboxes, we're going to go into a lot more detail on my next podcast down the line. Where am I? Curse one, pay to win is when you buy gear from the marketplace to be max CR or something that is needed / help stats that can only be bought on the marketplace. That's correct. The Solar Color Ultimates, pay to win. Hands down, pay to win. They're probably the best item I can say on the marketplace. It's like, there's nothing on the marketplace pay to win. There's not. Yes, there is. Solar Color Ultimates. But now we also get them in time capsules. So, are they still pay to win? In my eyes, yeah. But let me also state this. Solar Color Ultimates is like the laughable pay to win. They're like, if they go to high school with all the other pay to win items, they're the nerd that just down there, they get swirled by all the bigger pay to win items. Like, oh, this nerd here, like, what do you do? 1% stat? What a bitch. It's like the worst. It's just, I looked at it, I'm like, oh my god, it's a pay-to-win item. It's a pay-to-win item. 1%. Oh my god, what beats that? What's that? My better, cooler sodas that I get from lockboxes? Yeah, I like it. I forgot the name. That's why I couldn't say it. That was me. Let's see. So, Trex, are you okay with feats being attached to time capsule items? No, I am not. If feats are going to be tied to time capsules, they need to be low. They need to be a 10-star. 25 max. 25 points max, not 50. Not 50 at all. They need to be 10s. And let me also explain that is it's incentive. There are players out there who look at the time capsules and they look at them like, I don't want that gear. Like, but there's a 50-point feat. There's what? 50 points? All right, I'm there. Let's do it. I don't like that material. That looks horrible. 50 points. What? 50 points. Listen, I am. That's how it is. It's an incentive, and I get that. I totally get it, but I am against it. I do feel that the feat points they all need to be 10 across the board. With them being across the board, it's, hey, congratulations, you got a feat. Awesome. Compound Omega. Thank you, Neutron. That's what it was. Compound Omega. They're better than Circle Ultimates. Boom. But yeah, it's 10. You got this item. Awesome. You also get a 10-point feat. Sweet. Even better. It's awesome to get a 50-point feat, but it does need to. Feats do need to stay within kind of progression-esque. I don't mind feats being part of time capsules, but the amount of feat points that we get from it needs to be looked at. It needs to be dropped down to 10s. It just does. Let's see. Oh, from Popo again. You don't feel like RNG on the time capsules is a bit cancerous? People spend hundreds of dollars on these things, like you just said, and get crap. Yeah. The RNG is RNG. I almost feel like I need to just spend the whole entire night just doing the podcast. RNG is RNG. It sucks. I hate it, but that's the way of life. If the RNG in DCUO with time capsules is not bad, and especially the way on how I look at it is within my time capsules, is there something that I can use? And it's a per player basis kind of a thing, because I'm a streamer. I can't give you guys items. I can't give you guys station cash or Daybreak cash. I can't give you marketplace cash unless it comes out of my own pocket, which sadly enough I'm on a budget. So I have no way to reward you guys. So when I look at time capsules, I open them not just for myself, but for you guys. Now, true, I'm giving away gray collections and everything, but those are gray collections that you might need. You might need on alt that you might want to sell just to get some chump change. Sell it so you can get some soda coolers or something. It's a gift to you guys. And I'm sorry it's not like a bigger Grantress or anything. I wish it was. But even on the booster bundles, when I got auras, all the auras I gave to you guys. I give them out, and I don't like them. I don't like the RNG within the booster bundles or the time capsules. And it's like I said, it's a player by player basis. I look at the items like, are there items that I can use for me as a player? And the majority of it's yes, because I do not actually go out and farm exhibits. So getting them in time capsules, thank you. It hurts my feet, but it hurts my feet. I don't care. But that's where it is. And I do feel for the players who do spend all that money and get crap. It sucks. But RNG is RNG. If you want to see what bad RNG looks like, go play Overwatch. Fuck those boxes and a half. Not even worth it, man. Oh, I got myself a lockbox in Overwatch. What's this? Oh, 4 paint sprays. Great. I love paint sprays. Garbage. But there are players out there who like to use the spray paints. Like, yeah, I like it. It's a player-by-player basis. But RNG is RNG, and RNG sucks. But luckily, I'm one of the few who RNG blesses sometimes, and so I'm kind of okay with it. But that's just for me as a player, and it's also for me as a streamer who give you guys free shit. RNG is RNG, and he is a vengeful and a jerk. He just is. Which iconics need to be in the game in future content? No clue. I don't use iconics, even though I may. It's getting really interesting on the revamp. Don't you get the fee to buy the prehistoric base item pack off the marketplace? Does that work? Is that a thing? Might be a thing. Huh. Styles. Yep, that's true. Dave, I almost passed out last night playing. It was like it was 12:30. I was falling asleep at the controller playing the Starro event. Not because it was boring. It's because I was really just dead. I was really wanting to go pass out. AJ Styles. Crazy. Oh, iconic DCUO superheroes. I want... Well, I already have Atrocitus, so I'm good. Who would I like to see? Oh, I want to see, Mongol. Mongol? Mongol. I like to see Mongol. Give me some Superman content with Mongol. Blade and Soul? Fuck. Oh my god, Popo. Dude, you need a hug. You need a hug, dude. Oh my god. RNG and Blade and Soul. Oh. That's just... Woo. Crazy, dude. Crazy. Okay, Dexstar. Yes, Dexstar would like to see in game 2. Well, I'm weird. Leave me alone. You know what you got yourself into. I would like to see Dexstar. I like to see my kitty. But this is the closest thing to Dexstar that I have. Isn't that right? Mischief. Where's Ticken? Is Ticken jealous? Ticken needs to be jealous. But okay. So that's going to be it for the podcast. I'm going to take a 30-minute break. Well, 20-minute break. I'll be back at about 20. And I am going to... We're gonna spend maybe an hour and a half looking at the stats revamp. We'll we'll start off making a fire character because I promised Carlin Carnage that I would take a look at Fire 4, and I want to see what the changes are for that before we move on to munitions. Yes, Popo, I do stream gameplay. Tonight was kind of just podcast wise. Podcast is me sitting here talking about shit. It's been a while since I've done a podcast, and people have apparently missed hearing the voice of DCUO talk about things. So I just kind of wanted to sit down and see. This was me dusting off the rust, and I think we all had fun, and we'll see how it goes. But give me about 20 or so minutes. Doing my daily Britney stalking. Nice. Be here for an hour. That should be my intro into the cast. We'll see how it goes. This was me like an episode 0 kind of a thing. So give me 20 minutes. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get some water for the throat. I'm gonna take a quick trip to the loo, and we'll be back with Stats Revamp 1.6, looking at Fire on the test server. So I think I'll just probably put myself at intermission. Nope, I don't have intermission. I haven't done that yet. I'm just gonna close the stream. We'll be back for Stats Revamp 1.6 in about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll see you guys when I get back. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys for tuning in. When I actually set up another date for this kind of thing, it'll probably be on Sunday nights is when I'll do them. But it was good. It was good talking to you guys about stuff. And the next topic we're going to talk about, time capsules and the Prometheum lockboxes. What can we do to better them and how are they now, and what could we do to make them better. So I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. I'll be back. We're going to do some revamp stuff. Test server. Woo! Test server. Where's my button?